VOD recording. Hello, VOD. Hello. Hello, Bro Chacho. How's it going, everybody? I have some small progress updates to show you guys. Hello, Cyrus. How's it going? We are lost in the middle of a forest, which I have made. I want to show you guys this because the amount of work that went into this was kind of monumental. I sat down, watched the Minecraft movie on my other monitor, and set up all of these circuit assembly lines. And I want to show you what the networking looks for this. I made a little post on my Discord of like the specs of all of this stuff, but I want to show you each of the subnets. So this is the circuit assembly line. So these are the CALs for the UV tier circuits. The UHV tier circuit inputs are this subnet, which I can show you down here. All of these, this is how we distribute the items to all of the UHV circuits. We've got UEV circuits down on the tier below, and then UIV circuits up here. I want to show you the outputs, so I subnetted all of the outputs of all of this, and this is what that looks like. This is collecting all the outputs of all of our circuit crafting into one little subnet, so I only need to use one channel to get all the items back to mainnet. And yeah, that's what that looks like. It was a lot of wiring. It was a lot of wireless. It was a lot of everything. And yeah, so currently I think we've like multiplied our circuit production and opticals by about like 10 to 100 times, depending on the different type of circuit. And this is good. I realized the other day that this is actually the last circuit upgrade we're ever going to need to make. So the only thing we have from here is we need to make like the last infrastructure upgrades of a lot of these things. Hello, Hollow. Hello, Loose Screw, by the way. Finally caught a scream. Hello. How's it going? How is your Gregtech playthrough going, Loose Screw? So, today I decided it is time to put these poor component assembly lines to better use than they're at. Oh my gosh. Hello, Mr. Nibbles. Thank you for the 2 months of tier 1 subscription. I appreciate that. Here we go. And hello, Pulsey Plays. So we have this old universal component assembly line setup, which is working great. The only problem that I'm currently running into is I'm currently giving this 16k amps of UHV, which in my current, like in the grand scheme of things, is almost nothing. That's 34 billion. And we make about 160 trillion EU per tick, give or take. So that's not gonna cut it. I have a new plan. We have 8 of these. We're gonna make 36 component assembly lines, and we're going to give them 4K UMV, which is 16 times the amount of energy. Evie working on my personal dimension. Oh my gosh, that was a big move. I remember that's when it all started. And Ditaki, oh my gosh. Ditaki, thank you for the tier 1 sub. This is the 3rd month. Can't stay long, but I finally catch you online so I can drop this. I appreciate that, my friend. Congrats on the songs going to GTNH. That's super cool. So yeah, actually, if you guys are interested, the soundtrack for the GTNH 2.8, the official soundtrack, is actually, I published it, made an announcement about it, and it's coming out, so I'm excited. So I want to do some measuring real quick, because I could theoretically fit a second row of 36 of these if I'm very careful, but I want to figure out exactly the height. Oh my gosh, dude, everyone's dropping shit. Let me catch up with chat. Hollow says, I just realized the amount of tier 8 water I need for Stargate. Yup. I have seen that for a while. Let's see. 1G liter. I think we need tier 8 water. I think we need 64 billion for a single core crystal. That's a pain in the ass, isn't it, right? Oh, and then we need more for this. Oh boy. Oh, brother. Anyway, so I'm gonna start doing some measurements here. We're gonna do the good old scaffold measurement thing here. So we have 64 in our inventory. I can just do this until we reach the end. So that's about 33 blocks long is what I'm seeing. give or take a little bit for input and output. I'm trying to see if we can squeeze 2 of those. Maybe we'll have to like lower the floor by a little bit, but we'll see. Hello, Annie. And also stereo. I'm also not here for long, but here's the prime. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, that's amazing. There doesn't seem to be proper spacing in this, and it thinks it's all one link, by the way. Oh, shit. Okay. One sec. I can actually fix that real quick. I don't know. Nightbot is really annoying with the commands. It's something. All right. What's it? Soundtrack edit. That should fix it ideally. Wait, let me actually do some even more formatting. Absolute 0 is this one. Nebula. Lullaby is that one, and Laura is that one. All right, let's try that again. Hello, Annie. How's it going? All right, that actually should be a little bit better. Twitch chat is annoying. You press Shift Enter, but chat won't actually do it. Damn, that's actually really annoying. Anyway, thank you for that, Stereo. I appreciate the tier 1 sub. Let's go do some measuring here. We need to fit at least a stack of blocks in here because we need to fit. Okay, that's what I was thinking. We do not have the space to fit 2 of these vertically. Let's just do 1 at a time. We'll do 36 coals, and if that's not enough to get Stargate, then I don't know what is. So I did print out a whole bunch of component assembly lines and all the casings we needed for it, and let's let it rip here. Also, you can remove the garbage for shorter links. It's just, oh, really? I didn't know that. Thank you, Stereo. I will fix that at some point. That is very helpful information, especially as like a long-time content creator. Like, I feel like I should have known that by now. So this goes approximately here. Let's see if that is exactly where we need it. I can't really tell. Okay, well, it's decided that that's where we need it. I actually wonder. I'm curious because I want to tile this in a way that's kind of cute. Let's try a couple of things. So that's where our controller is. 1, 2. I like short links, so I always find what I can remove from links to change random tracking and stuff. Dude, I really appreciate that. That is very helpful information. Why did it just put mana glass down? Low-key cooked. Okay, all right, I think I know where I want to put this then. I want to move these so we have 2 blocks on each side, so maybe just move it 1 block up. And we'll need to fool with the channels on this hollow projector to fix a lot of stuff. There we go. Like Amazon links, that is actually very, very true. Amazon links are filled with garbage. Okay, let's fix this. How are you doing today, Mr. Nibbles? Are you playing GTNH, and how is your playthrough going if that's the case? All right, so there's a cool thing we can do with channels here, if you guys don't know. I want osmium glass because I think that's the highest tier glass you ever need on this. I remember Aditya dropping into stream and telling me that. And I think that's fine. And then what we need to do is tier up this part. We want UMV. Perfect. So we copy channels to held hologram projector. And that should actually set everything. I always forget this. Always do no hatch after this. That'll save you a lot of trouble. All right, we are perfectly wall sharing now. That is good. Let's build them out. Huh, it doesn't, oh, I know why. So, I think we need to physically hold a certain amount of these. Yeah, we probably need to hold 12 of these. So I'm gonna get 11 here and do the same copy to hologram and same no hatch and do this. There you go. UMV component assembly line casings. Perfect. Doing pretty good. Finishing up the LV Quest tab at the moment before moving into MV. I remember you're doing that. That's a very hard challenge to do. So good luck with that one. And Tataki says, I'm also getting into it. Just finished my LV circuit assembler today. That's huge. And he said, my head never registered the time I was in MV. That is valid as fuck. Okay, so now we just have this huge wall of component assembly line. Um, we're obviously going to wall share because that's the meta. And the wall share that you do with this is these are the expensive part, right? Everything else is pretty cheap. You can make this all in UV. These are the expensive part. So I want to grab this hollow projector here. 1, 2, 3. Should look something like this. Are you really LV without LV component assembly line? So real. Hello, Gregtech. How's it going, my friend? Dude, remember when you used to pop in and ask me if I had gate? Well, we're getting damn close to it, so how are you doing, my friend? It's been a minute. Doing pseudo questmaster run. I'll be an MVO for a while here. That's awesome. I'm thinking about quest mastering this world, but I'm doing it like the super. I just like speed run to the end and then pick up all the quests after type person. Okay. And then yeah, one more time for real. After I do all of this and wire it all up, I think I can just copy and paste it, and then we're golden. We'll see. Early game quests are very helpful to ease you into the tier. All right, so this is my 6 component assembly lines wall shared. And we're gonna do 6 more of these. I need to hook up all the I/O. So I/O includes input buses, which we can use cribs now. And I'll do a little bit of priority rotation between these 6 component assembly lines, which is one of my favorite things. You guys know this. So I can replace all of these with cribs. I think the smartest thing to do would possibly be to put the cribs somewhere external, and then I can just copy and put proxies in each of these. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just do it like this. Hello, Isobreen. How's it going? Missed a bunch almost to Stargate? Yes, we are almost to Stargate. We're getting there. We've got a little ways to go, obviously. We got to get some UXV components going. We're actually doing really well on a lot of things though. I think yeah, with the circuit upgrade that I made yesterday on my own time, this is probably the last circuit upgrade I'll need to do other than put UXV hatches on the circuit assembly lines. But yeah. One more time, more like 6 times? Exactly. Yes, real. Questmaster has some questionable quests to do, like tree. I actually did all the tree breeding. Time consumer popped in and made me do a tree breeding stream. Where is that? Forestry? That was actually kind of fun. If you're doing tree breeding before gendistry, it's kind of a pain in the ass. If you do it afterward, you can just put everything in the Mutatron and it's like fine. Yeah, look at that. Every single forestry tree done. Okay, so we need to wire this up. UMV 4096 amp laser targets on each of these. I don't remember, where exactly does the power go? Do we have options for where these can go? No, it's like basically only there. Oh, what the heck? You can put energy hatches all along the top here. That's weird. tree breeding stream equals tree bream? Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. And I think we need a maintenance hatch somewhere. Where do those go? Right on top of the controller? Dude, auto maintenance feels huge in Nomi Factory, and it just feels like nothing in GTNH, because by the time you get there, it's just like... you're devoid of feelings, I guess. I don't know. Dream. Okay, let's go. Okay, it formed. We're good. Golden. And yeah, let's do a little wire up here. It's getting a little cramped over here. So maybe I'll do that, and that. Let's pop down here. Never have more than 8 dirt, evil, and intimidating excavator. Real. I'm just gonna pull these down to some amount that I'm not thinking about. And then we'll fix it later. By the time you get there, you're devoid of feelings. Yeah, exactly. Like you're just so bullied at that point. Like, getting something so small as auto maintenance just doesn't feel like anything. Hello, Delta GTNH. Hey, Nine, haven't been in stream a while. Finished my finals a couple days ago. Congratulations. I hope they went well. That's lovely. Yeah, I mean, school bad, but good that you're done, right? Gregtech is always asking for the most. We do not have wireless UXV hatches yet. I don't want to waste components until we get UXV stuff, but I like direly need to make this upgrade. So we can do 64 amp UMV hatches, but those are kind of lame. So we're doing 4096 amp instead. All right, we do need to grab some active transformering. Oh my gosh, dink water. Cheers. Dire, as in dire wolf. Low key. I am thinking about mod packs to play after this. One of them that's on the top of my list is we're definitely going to do a Nomi Factory playthrough because I want to feel powerful again. I'm tired of feeling bullied. UMV 26, there we go. Target. And that works. That works. Nomi Factory is goated. I played it before GTNH. I did too, actually. That was the thing that got me into GTNH, if I'm going to be completely honest. And then my friend Leaf was like, what if we just did a GTNH playthrough? Just for funsies, you know? And here I am. What went wrong? All right, just for my sanity, I'm just gonna put 256 amp source hatch here because we're gonna be copying and pasting this entire setup, including the wiring and stuff, because I'm lazy. Moni Factory is also fire. I don't like modern packs. Chad, do you guys like modern packs? I don't. It's with the EFR shit that's being added. I don't like that either as much. I love the old 1.12 packs and stuff. Delta GTNH is asking me, what am I working on? That's actually a very good question that I totally skated over. So we're working on component assembly. So I have a list of things I need to do for Stargate. We currently have some component assembly lines, and these things are wonderful. This is one of my favorite machines ever. If you guys have never seen a component assembly line, they have these like super condensed recipes for bulk components. So LV motor recipe looks like this. And if you do the math on it, you actually save about 70 or 25% of the materials that goes into things, and it's really quick. So it takes 48 seconds, but every tier casing you have above the casing that you are like the component tier that you're making, it cuts the recipe time in half. So we like one tick hundreds of thousands of LV conveyors at this point. Orange Creamsicle, hello my friend, how are you doing? Yeah, I agree. I am not a modern pack enjoyer. You can't make me, frankly. So yeah, this component assembly line, we've been like lacking on good component assembly line infrastructure for a long, long time. And so I thought, like I was like, all right, fuck it. Like we need to make this upgrade. Let's do it now. Let's get gray in here. Pop this. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Meatball Craft is one of the more interesting modern packs. I've heard of it. It sounds so troll on the surface, but I've heard that it's actually good. 1.12 became copy-paste very quickly, and now it's kind of abandoned. I like kind of agree with that sentiment in a way. I think a lot of like yeah, because like 1.12 you have all those like draconic endgame packs that are very, very similar in how they play. I can kind of see that. All right. Batch mode, let's turn all these bad boys on. They don't have power, so we got to be very careful that we're not requesting anything. But let's set everything up. And then we should be able to just like copy and paste this multiple times. Like I might just like matter manipulator, turn all this to dust, and then just copy paste everything. What's the safest order of operations, chat? I guess we should like hook up all the output buses and stuff before we just turn everything into mush. Okay. We've got 33 million output buses. Those are probably good enough. How's it going, Orange Creamsicle, by the way? How are you doing? How's your playthrough going? I remember you just posted today that you got the twist bio of that, which is really cool. All right, let's cable this up. Let's make it pretty. Why not? And I guess before we copy and paste everything, we want to do a couple of things. Create was such a good mod, then it became so copy-paste. I feel like that everyone has that opinion about Create though. Like, and I feel like that's not a valid reason to like, people shit on Create for that reason is what I think. And I don't think that's a valid reason to shit on Create. All right, oh yeah, I forgot the cribs. Let's do the input buses for all the other ones. I don't want to be in a position where I've taken down all of my component assembly lines and then I need to craft a component and I can't. Whatever, let's just fuck it, we ball. Finally finished making the building. Oh, okay, okay. I mean, that's pretty close though, right? You're almost there. So these are proxies, chat. If you don't know what they are, they basically just copy the internal recipes in a crafting input buffer or bus, and they don't require any channels, so they're overpowered as fuck. And they're really good. They're just like wireless endgame solution. I actually really like Create. Too much mechanical. Ugh, too digital. And he's too digital pilled. You know, GT6 has like mechanical elements to it? Isn't that so whack? Create, it lost all its flavor. Oh my gosh. The Stargate plate recipe is some actual nightmare fuel. Honestly, maybe I'm tweaking out, but this doesn't look that bad. I mean, okay, it looks a little gross, but like, I don't know, you only need 1,000 of these, right? 9, you're an endgame player. 9 may have lost it. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like, I've been Pavloved so, or what is it? Stockholm syndromed so hard into thinking that this is normal. Hmm. All right, fuck it, we ball. I'm going to delete all of these component assembly lines. Goodbye. You served us incredibly well. I love how it's like taking chunks. Okay. Well, I mean, curse of the full inventory. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? Oh no. Oh. What is this for? What did I do to deserve this, chat? Unfair. I hope nothing's crafting components right now. I don't think it would be. I think we're okay. On that electrical GT grind. That's true. That is true. All right. Set mode, moving. We're just gonna move the interfaces with patterns to where I need it, frankly. Yoink, what was yours is now... Holy shit. I didn't know Matter Manipulator could do that. That's actually really impressive. Having your machine run on torque is the same level of BS if GT suddenly asked you to do chemistry using moles. That's true. That is true. All right, so I think let's do it this way. This must be circuit 1. I need to review all of these recipes and probably multiply them. That seems right. That seems right. Okay. And to make this, we generally need circuit 1, I think. Or is this circuit 0? Motor, circuit 1. Okay. And I think that means that I did this in order. So that must mean that pistons are circuit 2. Come on, you. Work with me. Pistons are in fact circuit 2. All right. We're on track, chat. I figured it out. Top 10 hate creators. Create haters. Aditya emote with a yeah, I know. Aditya is like a generational create hater. I don't really understand that, frankly, but whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean? Okay, circuit 3, circuit 2. There we go. That's correct. Cheers, Gregtech. Hello, Ruby. How's it going, my friend? Dude, fucking shout out Create, bro. Actually goated. Alrighty. Got those. Robot arms must be circuit... Oh god. Is that circuit 4? Let's see, do I hit robot arm? Circuit 4. Okay, yeah. Things are working out. 1, 2, 3, robot arm. 1, 2, okay, there we go. Okay. Multiply it a couple of times. 131,000 robot arms in one go. That's what we like to see. Conveyor is definitely 5. That just seems like a circuit 5 type of thing, you know? Uh-oh. Tried E2E for a bit but like all older packs, I was playing at 25 FPS the whole time and it quit. That's kind of valid. That's kind of valid. A lot of old packs have some maintenance issues for sure. All right, emitter. Let's see. Circuit 6 checks out. And then sensor is probably 7. Put that here. Whoops. Skipped one. And circuit 8 for the field generator. These ones are slow, so I'm not going to multiply this. Did I put the circuit in here? Okay. Now we need to get some data sticks and copy our crib proxies to our cribs. I love this machine so much. Look at how cool this thing is. I know I've just stacked them in like the most unaesthetic way possible, but man, these things are so bulky. GTNH has some maintenance issues. It's doing pretty good. For this old of a pack, I'd say it's doing pretty fucking good. All right, we need 8 data sticks. Oops, all oops, all optical mainframes. Okay, copy with left click. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want to rotate these. We have 8 spots, so I guess we could just do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Okay, okay. We're good. And then we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, chat. So what we're doing here is we're making sure by linking these proxies in different locations on the machine, we're making sure that each controller chooses a different recipe first. And this isn't perfect, but we don't have, I guess we could do it with 8. Well, 36 isn't really divisible by 8, so it would be a kind of a pain in the ass. But the way we're doing this is basically because each of these has the proxies in different locations, they'll prioritize different ones based on the proximity to the controller. And I'm not exactly sure how the math works, and it might even change every time you restart. But by having them in different places, it makes sure that we multi-thread processing, which is very important to me. That's my favorite concept is multi-threading. And thank you for the follow, Candy Badgers. I hope you're well today. So yeah, let's find a place to copy and paste all this. And then I'm gonna save these data sticks. Oh god, I forgot what 1 and 2 is. That must be 1 and 2. We'll figure it out. What is the best way to copy and paste this? Probably from like here, right? Let's do this as a corp 3 block? Yeah, right there. And then I can mark copy here. I find it funny that I have 670 hours in Factorio and have not beaten the game yet. Bro is committed. Holy shit. Okay. So we've got our copy. It's a little laggy, but we're gonna live through this. We need to find the center of this to copy and paste again. I am thinking that it's gonna look like that. Okay. Chat, does this look right to you? It's 2 blocks out from each corner. which is exactly how we did the other one. Oh, I do want to copy the transformer as well, though. So let's not forget that. So we can do edit transform, copy B, and just move this until it hits the transformer. There we go. All right, chat, pray for me. We're going to build it all. Thank God for matter manipulator. That always makes me sweat a little. But I think it worked rather swimmingly, if I do say so myself. All we gotta do is get rid of these and put proxies in. Dude, Hollow's trying to do pianodons. Isn't that like the super hardcore GTNH variation of Factorio? That looks hard, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. All right, and then let's fix the floor real quick. What's the best way to do this? GTNH Factorio, much worse in some aspects, to be honest. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're looking good. I'm gonna get rid of this. And then I think I'm just gonna copy this entire chunk, because that seems like the most sane thing to do, right? How do we do with the wiring? Oh, lovely. Oh my gosh. This is like music to my eyes, frankly. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I meant. What block did I break? Let me think about this. Maybe I'll do a different copy here. Instead, I'll go straight here. And we're gonna go, this might crash my game. Let's see. I wanna go all the way up here and like pretty much mark that out. And then this allows me to do something specific. Let's check that it hits, yep, it hits the transformers. This is good. All right, chat. We're gonna do something horrible. Edit stack here. We're just gonna go straight for all of this all at once. Let me tear this down so my inventory doesn't get fucked. I say that and then my inventory gets fucked. Oh no. I need to undo all of my universal stuff. Where's my... I feel like I have a IO port somewhere nearby. I must. Hello, old man Potato Aim. How's it going, my friend? How are you doing? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I don't know how to do this, chat. That seems to work. Get rid of this. Pop these bad boys back into my storage system. Ooh. Get a compressed chest and put a drive. Do I need them? No. I could just trash them. It feels wrong though. It feels wrong. I have some strats. I have some strats. We've got an idea here. Alright, shout out to fucking IO ports. We actually did we did a Factorio stream at some point, Gregcat. It was like a variety stream the other day. I didn't take a video of it or anything. Oh, I did take a video of it. I think I deleted the video because I didn't like publish it or anything. Wasn't feeling confident because I would need to edit it down, I feel like. I was disabled biters in Factorio because I disliked the mechanic a lot. Yeah, I wasn't enjoying it per se in my playthrough. I don't think I gave Factorio a good enough try to like give a judgment on it though. I feel like Satisfactory really drew me in more than Factorio though. Is that a weird thing to say, chat? Satisfactory was kind of hype. I cannot lie. All right, what is this called? ME component assembly. All right, we're gonna move this back just a little bit. All right, that should be everything. We can just let this rip now and just pray to the matter manipulator gods that everything good happens. All right, chat. Fucking send it. I love how it does like one thing at a time. Like, look at this. Isn't that kind of cool? Hello, Crowwitch. How's it going? Satisfactory is better than Factorio? Okay, so... Oh shit, we only copied so much of it. Copy by plus that. Okay, that works. Dude, somehow I dare say we are going to make it with flying colors. What do you mean we're missing assembly line casing? Uh-oh. Assembler machine casing, assembly line casing. Can we make these right now? Do we have enough? Oh, let's go. We have enough IV robot arms. Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, I think that's it. One of my favorite pastimes with big matter manipulator copy paste is just stop midway and appreciate the skeletons. I'm so hip. It's really cool, actually. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mark copy this. This song is getting a little more intense than I'm feeling. That's where I'm at right now. Copy that. Paste it to here. Oh, okay. I mean, that didn't hurt us, but we also need to edit stack reset. Forget about that almost every single time, and it causes a lot of problems, as you might be able to tell. Okay, so that should be mostly, the skeleton is like done. You can see we have it all together, and man, does that look nice actually from this side. We do need to do something about this, because this does not look very good, does it, chat? That just looks like a straight fucking wall of iridium. Can't wait for the factory building game written in times 86. Modi factory is going dreadfully. I am hardly cut out for this. Oh no. We're gonna do set mode remove none, set mode cables. I think we're already on laser cables. I'm just gonna drag this all the way through to here and then turn that on, and that works. Okay, we like that. And we also need to update this to the UMV source hatch. What did I just see? Oh, okay, 28G. I thought we had 28 million infinity and I was getting a little scared there. We have 28 billion. We're gonna be okay. No explosions, hopefully. Let's go check if power is coming through. All right, power seems to be getting distributed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure we'll find something wrong with this, but basically all I need to do is color these cables to get energy through to everything, and then I can do A2 channels to get the recipes and stuff, and then we're golden. My GTNH game is 7 FPS. You headed out, Isobreen? Good night, my friend. Thank you for popping in today. I appreciate your company. Lurking your stream has made me give this pack a real try. Well, hello, Legacy Warfare. Sorry, chat is like popping off today, and I have not been able to catch up. But I'm glad that it gave you the I guess courage to do so. That's kind of cute, chat. I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of nice. All right, so we have one more thing to do, which is remove all set mode geometry, set corp. Pop this together. We want a cable, little one cable, so we can fit our P2P on the end of here. I'll grab this here, and we're gonna name this, we're gonna connect this to the old unconnected thing. Actually, we need 8 channels for the ME input buses, and then 36 channels for the outputs. So we actually need 2 P2Ps here. How do I want to do this? Hello, Sultan Games. Hi, Nine, how goes the opticals? The opticals went well yesterday. I did that all on my own, but yeah, look at this. Fucking optical forest. This is my UHV circuits. Up here is my UEV circuits. Yeah. And then these are UV circuit assembly lines, and then UIV circuits over here. We got the whole. You can check that. This is the output net. This is the network just for dealing with all of the outputs of the multi-blocks. But yeah, what are cribs? Says Pulsey Plays. So cribs are crafting recipe input buffers and buses. Basically, why haven't you formed? What's wrong with you? Basically, they just hold patterns directly instead of interfaces, and they inject them right into the multi-block. They're like an input bus that holds patterns. They're really cool. They're very useful. What did I do wrong here? Looks like we need to hollow projector this up. Oh, here's my 12, so this should actually work for this. We just didn't copy and paste something. Oh, I destroyed it when I used matter manipulating. Okay, all right, that's valid. All right, let's hook up all the stuff here. Gregtech is a crib hater. That actually checks out entirely. That actually that makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna call this component assembly 1, And then I'm also gonna bind this. Please wake up, bro. All right, I guess I'll go fuck myself. That's my bad. That's my bad, chat. Let's go scroll and find something that's disconnected. Chem temp 1, yeah, fuck it. So we'll bind that and we'll call this ME component assembly 2. And then let's get a wireless hub. I'm gonna get 2 of these. This is the new nightly feature, which is very lovely. I love these things. Cribs are better 100%. Yes. Universal still beats on massive crafts if you have proper infrastructure. Cribs can't properly parallel multiple crafts, and that's where you're wrong. Priority rotation is insane and actually is huge. Delta built himself. Lovely. I don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. Yeah, there's some major lore drops going on in the chat right now. All right, so this advanced wireless kit actually just does not work for me unless I switch up my controls. So we're gonna do that because there's gonna be a little bit of stuff going on. So sneak and sprint, we gotta switch back to the defaults. And the way this works is you put it into queuing mode and you queue up a bunch of different wireless connectors at once. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that should be 44 output. So we'll probably want to like distribute these between the two. Then we go shift and right click again to go to binding mode. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And that should be, we'll should see the amount of channels soon. Or not. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. I don't think it's connected yet. Let's see. This should show us the distribution. All right, we're getting the channels in. I'm gonna recolor these just for aesthetic purposes. 9, would you ever consider making an IC2 crop guide? Oh my gosh, now that is a question. So you guys know that I'm planning a Garden of Grind run. One of the things that makes me me is I absolutely fucking despise IC2 crops. They're just the worst. There's so much unplanned RNG, like you can grow weeds anywhere. The ability to focus the specific crop that you want is nearly impossible. There's a lot of things that I so hate about IC2 crops, and I don't think you ever need to use them in-game. So with that said, Cobra, a very trusted member of the community who makes a lot of like spreadsheets and stuff for like processing lines, he's working on a crops rework, which could probably come to 2.9. And if that happens, I'm game. I'll give it a try. But if in the current state that they're at, crops deserve to die a horrible, horrible, horrible death. All right, let's try this, and then I'm gonna wire cutter these to make them attach from every side. I can probably change my controls back. This one, sprint. Gotten very quick at this, and then we can put this back. And how many channels we got on this one? 18 and 18. Yeah, we can just bind that to that. And that should be all of our Jesus. Sorry. All right, enough giving you guys whiplash. All of these should be powered and should be ready to make components. So I'm gonna go through. Let's see how fast it is to craft this out of curiosity. I'm sure we won't even see it in any of our component assembly lines, but if it goes through, that's good. That's good. Looks like it went through. Let's try some UMV components. We definitely need a lot of motors, so let me try 10K UMV motors, and let's just see how fast that goes. And while we're doing that, I'm going to make sure that all of these are actually turned on, because Matter Manipulator has a bad habit of leaving these things, like it puts the controller down while it's unformed, and then it's unhappy that it's not a complete structure. So we need to like double check all these. All right, recipes are coming through, as you can see. It's been 40 hours and my stick read is not doing what I want. I mean, that's just how it is. Salt, if I have any advice for you, if you want to accept any advice, my advice would be do not mess with crops. It will suck away your life, and early game will be so much slower because of them. I think everything is going, frankly, chat. Look at this. IC2 crops are actually dreadful. Hollow and I are very on the same page always. We both think that IC2 crops deserve to die. Another thing is that we're doing these components like 4 times faster. On top of having 36 of these instead of just 8, each of these is working 4 times faster because we're giving it 16 times the amount of energy. So actually, we are so golden right now. This is huge. This is a gigantic upgrade. And hopefully you guys can see some of these are doing electric motor crafts. And some of them, yep, this one is doing electric pump while we're doing the electric motor crafts. So see, that's how we do prior rotation. It allows you to parallelize the crafts and make sure that you're not doing just all of the motors at once, then all of the pumps, which can be slow in some cases. So this is huge. That is a nice upgrade. We should probably do something about this though. That looks horrifying. I guess I can just spam bonsai gardens for benzene. Yeah, absolutely do that. Bonsais are pretty huge for benzene, I'd say. They work until you get the Endrio farming station thing. How do I want to do this? So, I want to make this look cute and pretty. I think what I'll do is have little hallways. Let's also give access to all this stuff here. Do like a small access way. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Slope A is probably for the best here. I don't hate that. We'll need to make this a little more varied, like make it look a little better, but we're working on it. Oh. Might low-key just be Minecraft? It might be. So Delta, one thing I will say is if your RAM speed is low and your CPU is bad, that can actually have a excuse me, a very big impact on how quickly you can draw frames in Minecraft. After upgrading my CPU specifically, I actually had some huge gains in FPS in specifically this pack. And I'm not sure everyone would verify that that's true, but I think that's where it's at. Yakuba says, don't you need to change cribs that are not used into proxies? I did, Yakub. This is where the proxy, or I guess this is where the cribs would be. I made sure to swap them all out. Make sure docp is enabled in BIOS. That's true. Docp is big. Select block, set all this. I'm trying to think here. What's the best way to do this? Architecture craft slab. Download, copying, mark copy. Edit stack is so huge. Pineapple cooked with this. I want to do something that has a little bit of like a curve almost. So let's grab some roof tiles here. Ugh. You know what, actually, while we build, I have an idea. We should make some progress, right, chat? So I actually made a second astral array over here, and we've had the Eyes of Harmony going for quite a while. I can show you what the progress looks like on that. We've got a bunch of white dwarf matter here, 9.5 million, 4.8 million universium. So we're reaching UXV coal very, very slowly. I'll need to add more astral arrays. We have 2 astral arrays in here right now. And 1.8 million molten black dwarf. So we can actually make some UXV components. I can't remember exactly how many we needed to make one of each part, but I guess we could just make a proxy pattern straight up and have it do it for us. There's a quest we must do in UXV. This one. One of each of these components, which is... Ugh. So... Let's get litmus paper. Let's rename this. UXV quest. All right. And then we'll just put down one of each of the quest book thingies that we need. We need 1 motor, 1 piston, 1 pump, 1 conveyor, 1 robot arm, emitter, sensor, field gen, UXV wireless. I'm gonna put that where it belongs. And then we just put this in a blank interface. And let's see what we need for all this, chat. UXV quest. Okay, that's not looking good. So we need to pattern a lot of this shit. One of the things we need to do, UMV wireless energy hatch. We can do this. Pop this in. Head over to research, which is up in this tall building. Put this bad boy in here. Oh, and it's already done. Damn! All right, there's our UXV wireless energy hatch. Where do we want to put that? I feel like I should have a whole set of UXV wireless somewhere. There you are. And we can get rid of all of these. I don't think I'll ever do anything below UMV wireless anymore. Pop these in here. All right, program this, which is a UMV craft. Will we need a lot of these? Should I already? Yeah, I guess I could just multiply this and throw this in a... Damn it. 16 at a time seems not ridiculous. I had 3 viruses. Holy shit. Whoa. Damn, bro. What are you downloading on that PC, bro? Oh, and this is what I'm not excited for. A little bit of UXV. At least we can do this with a normal assembly line without too much trouble. Actually, can we not just make... Oh, we need electric pump UXV. Okay, all right, that's valid. So let's head over here. We'll pop this pattern into our overclocked assembly lines. That's fine. So we should be able to make UXV wireless. Let's pop this. There's nothing telling me that I can't multiply this, but let's just do this here for now. Pump. Yeah, all of these are, like, we don't need to do any renaming for either of these. Which is nice, actually. This we need to rename. That's a pain in the ass. Thank you. Let's see if there's anything we can get out of here. Helio Flare Power Forge, we probably need Void Miner 1. Thin ice. Thin ice. I gotta go work in 6 hours, but it was nice to catch you online again. Well, hello. Thank you, Old Man Potato Aim, for popping in today. I appreciate that. I hope you're well, and I hope work is good tomorrow. Oh boy. 2 quantum circuits, 4 pico circuits, 8 optical mainframes, 1 robot arm. Nanoforge TFFT storage. Wait. Do I need this for anything? Tier 9? Phonon, whatever the heck. Okay, I do need that. Data bank. We need eternal coils low-key. I'm gonna get rid of the void miners for now. Maybe we can go without them. And component assembly lines I don't think we need. Hello. Boduin Rid. Boduin Rid. Cheers, my friend. Should be able to catch VOD over lunch, I hope. That sounds lovely. Great, good plan. Okay. UXV emitter. Pop that down there. UXV sensor. And this one should be the painful one, although actually in comparison to prior, it actually doesn't look that bad because there's no max tier circuit. So it's just 2 times as many mainframes, or quantum circuits, which I can handle that. I can handle that. Okay, so we have a list of things we need to program now. Oh, whoops, I just deleted it. If you press Shift Cancel, it will make a little bookmark of all the different things that you don't have. SuperCon UMV wire times 8, lovely. I don't know how people use the internet without ad blocker. Yeah, ad blocker is kind of a must-have these days. All right, let's find circuit 8. 64 AU is fine. Large space-time fluid pipe. We need exactly 34 of these. Okay. Just chuck this into large pipe here. Magneto-hydrodynamically constrained star matter frame box. What a recipe. All right, let's head over to our implosion compressors because there's going to be a lot of that in our near future. I can probably multiply this to 8, and then I guess UHV circuit is fine. Pop this. We can probably do 32. Screws. 128 seems valid. Oh, dude, these components just don't stop. Oil is fine. Gear, big gear. Rotor. I'm gonna try to like evenly-ish distribute them throughout these, just in case there's some prior rotation shit we can do. Okay, we're narrowing it down. The last recipes are all solidifier recipes, which we can do. I'll just pop over here. We're using our interface terminal anyway to search it up, but I'd like to, take a look at the solidifier forest. Just ogle at it for a little bit before we get to business. Kevlar ring. This one I can do a lot of, as well as Radox ring. Okay, universium foil. Okay, this is new. This foils are specific. Let's do all the mag matter parts that we need to solidify. All the gears and shit. Maybe we would just do like, I don't know. 64 at a time is not ridiculous. And no, we are not assembling these. All right, let's go find where we put all these. Gear goes here. What else do we have? Rotor and small gear. Okay, we found rotor. That's huge. There we go. Okay, there's that 3. And then we need 3 more patterns. We need to make some foils. We have universal V2 benders, so we're going to do it here. I think we'll go ingot. 9.8 seconds at UMV. Good, we'll be getting our money's worth out of our benders. Oh, whoops. 1, 2. Okay, circuit 10. All right, we're probably going to have one more round of eternity parts because all of the MHDS, CSM, whatever the heck parts need to be made out of eternity first. So we got 161 million. We're good for now. I'll need to figure out a way to passive that effectively, but we'll be okay. Oh boy, eternity foils. We were just there. That one I need to go back and put that in the bender. Even CurseForge lately had some issues with low download mods having malware. I did hear about that. That was like a couple of years ago though, no? Nope, we're not doing that. Solidifier. And solidifier. This is why solidifiers are so spammed in late game chat, because like everything is a liquid. And you just get everything in liquid form and that's it. You just have to that's all you get. Okay, is that actually the last set? What a funny ass fucking pattern chat. All right, there's no way we have all this. Do we need, oh, we definitely need research for this. Let's go grab, let's send this pattern through actually. And then while that's crafting, let's see what's actually going on here. Whoa. Solidifier is probably solidifying right now. Yep, look at this. The whole array is active right now. Oh, brother. Oh my God. And then we need to research UXV energy hatches, which is the last one. And is actually very exciting. I didn't realize it earlier. I was starting to get a little fed up for a bit. But I realize now that we're almost done, chat. This is like the last of everything I'm ever going to make, which is kind of huge. All right, UMV energy hatch. We need one of these. And that's going through somewhere. Nexus is sketch. I've never heard of Nexus. I like my little prism. Prism makes me happy and makes me feel safe, and that's what I use. One of you is on, right? Oh, there we go. 33 ticks. There we go. UMV energy hatch. Pop up here to research. And there we go. That is our last energy hatch research that we'll need to do. Pop that in there. How are we doing here? Ooh, 914 blocks of universium. That's not cute. All right, that's gonna take motherfucking forever, right, chat? I have an idea. I may not have a brain, gentlemen. We're gonna take these recipes. We're gonna take this cell, and I'm gonna put this in the black hole compressor right now, and we're not gonna talk about it. Everything's gonna be okay. Just boop to do. These go here from now on. I'll pop this in here. This will turn on, which means whenever this timer hits, it'll start the recipe cycle. Speaking of which, I need to up the amperage on this poor thing. Hello, Dweenie. How's it going? Finally caught another stream. How are you? I'm doing well today. I'm mostly recovered from the sickness. There we go. I still got a little bit of a cough, but I'm feeling much better, and I've been able to climb and stuff, and yeah, life is good. And I also released the soundtrack to GTNH Volume 1. I'm very excited about that. There we go. That is like 60 times faster. Lovely. All of this to make some nanites, which will be... I want to see how long these take. 90 seconds for 4 nanites. Oh, brother. This is why we have multi-block spam, chat. We're getting into that era. It's like, we're almost done. These things that you see are what an endgame base is. Soon. I feel like I'm really behind on all of the aesthetic stuff, though, that I need to do. Which is kind of scary. How are you doing today, Dweenie? How is your Gregtech playthrough going, if you are still playing, or if you are playing at all? Oh yeah, it's all coming together. It's nice that this is no longer a bottleneck. That's been pretty bad recently. Alrighty. Let's do a wee little bit of aesthetic stuff that I've been meaning to do. That should copy everything. Copy A needs to move out 1x value. Should be good. Unironically. All right. We'll paste. Set mode, remove none. Edit stack, mark. Let's try a couple. Where is this weather where I live? It's been a little cold recently where I live. It was hailing the other day. It's crazy. Glad to hear that you're feeling better. I'm still staying through with Nomi Factory. Nice. I think it's going pretty well. I'm trying to keep up with the aesthetics while progressing, so it's taking time. That it's very important to keep up with your aesthetics. I feel like making a place that's worth living in is it's half the battle, you know? Well, I'm glad that kind of works. Probably just leave that like it is and just not tell anybody. Edit stack reset. Set mode geometry, set all air. I'm gonna pop this in here. Ooh, all the MHD, HSCMH, whatever the fuck things are being made. Let's go check in on those. I'm excited about that. I have been falling behind on aesthetics. Salt, you do not want to deal with 38 degrees Celsius. Truer words have possibly been spoken before. Yeah, I think you're kind of insane, Salt. I'm not gonna lie. I think you might need mental health help. But then again, we already knew that because we're all playing Gregtech New Horizons. So no one's winning here. All right, mark copy. Oh, almost. Okay. Edit transform, copy A needs to move there. All right. So I have a plan for how I'm going to Stargate, chat. I have a plan about how I want this to happen. So in the movie, there's a gigantic road that goes into the Outlands. My idea is I'm going to make a road that goes to a big portal area, like a huge portal area. And like in the movie, when they leave the grid, I'm going to have that huge area and we're going to make the Stargate there. And the Stargate is going to take us back to the overworld in Flynn's arcade. So I have a lot of building to do. And I am going to, it's going to actually be probably much more than it might actually take more time to do the building than to get actual Stargate, but I guess we'll just have to see, right? But yeah, that's my big grand master plan. It'll be very cool. I'm excited. Annie will be there. Annie, I appreciate it. You've been here every step of the way. So I appreciate that. I'll make it a big thing. I'll let everyone know. Oh shit, we're missing corp blocks. Uh-oh. Alright, let's go pop over to our corp factory. Alright, our electric motors. Oh shit, you know what else I forgot to do, Chad? We need to do research for all the components. I'm dumb as fuck. Oh, wait. We need a set of UMV components. Okay, it's either running currently or it's totally stalled. Let's go check. Yeah, there it is. No valid recipe found. That checks out. That actually really checks out. All right, we need to do research, chat. But luckily, we have so many coals, it's going to be very easy. One, two. Do we have conveyor? Oh man, we just have stuff lying about. This is lovely. Robot arm? Oh, brilliant. Okay, we just need to make some conveyor modules and then we're golden. In the meantime, I will chuck all this in a chest. We research at light speed. Let's fucking go. All right, where are we put these things? I guess I can make a new data hatch. Advanced data hatch. Pop this in here. Oh, please. please. We're missing something here. We're missing two things, right? Because shouldn't there be 8? Motor, pump, piston. Where's robot arm? There we go. There's our conveyors. Record time. Because we actually have good fucking infrastructure. Love this. Alright, let's go check on that. I haven't heard this song in forever. This song is pretty goated. No lie. Oh, 35 ticks? Bro, I remember when this used to be hard, bro. Shit. It's too easy. "25 seconds. Okay. Okay. Cool your jets." Low-key proxy patterns ruling the world. Oh. Oh. Oh, there we go. A little dink water from Rebel Rogue. Cheers, my friend. 9, it is supposed to warm up in the east this week, though. That was a wimpy ass fucking dink water. Here, let me give it a second try. I can't wait for that. I live near a decent river, and I've been waiting to like catch some get a little swimming going. I cannot wait for that, frankly. How are you doing today, Rebel Rogue? For your joints? My joints are intact, luckily. As a rock climber, I do need those, so I appreciate your kindness and making sure my joints are well lubricated. All right, we're getting in. We're almost there. We do that and we're golden. All right, I do need to do some grabbing architecture blocks, but I do have an automation for this that I'm actually quite proud of. It's very subtle. It doesn't do anything crazy, but the way I have this is I have a bunch of interfaces, or I have an interface that pulls a specific corp block into the saw bench automatically. So I can just hold down spam left click and pull a bunch of slopes at once. And like, okay, it's not the quickest. I wish there was a way to extract, like auto extract from them, but there isn't. If there was, then I could fully automate these and I would be so happy, but I can't. If any devs are in the chat and want to add that, that would be kind of ballin'. I've tried so many things to pull items from the saw bench, but it just does not work. There's been a heat wave where I live. It's been humid all day. It's been like damp. It's been dank. It's been soggy where I live. Not too bad. How about you? I'm doing pretty well today. Thank you for asking. That's very kind. That is true. You can physically last longer in the heat than the cold, like survival wise. I haven't needed to come into many of those situations yet, but skiing is pretty cool. I haven't gone in a very, very long time. One of these days. Okay, that should be enough, hopefully. Heat stroke versus losing your toes. That's true. That is absolutely true. What do you need toes for? Dude, how else am I gonna make a living, Greg Cat? What the heck? Gotta make money somehow. Dude, I can't wait till Distant Horizons comes to GTNH. Holy shit, that's gonna be so huge. So yeah, I'll do some planning. I'll do some city planning on my own. We'll make that. I'll make the outlands. I'll start like working on the outer wall of my hexagon. Things are pretty gonna be cool. That was English, chat. That was English. And our UXV quest is finished. So I think that's a good place to end today. Let me pop into a little scenic area near what we just did. Let's get a little F5 action. Let's put the shaders on. Let's go ham, right? Let's make it a whole thing. And that's good, yep. So what do we need for this UXV quest? Cancel this, and it should put everything in our inventory. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And UXV wireless should call it. Let me just put that, make sure that that's the last thing in my inventory. And we made it. And that is it, chat. We've made one of every of the final tier of components, and we finished our component assembly line stuff. We're going to use this. We're going to actually upgrade the component assembly lines. So all of those UMV coal casings that I made are going to go to waste, honestly, but that's not a problem. That's not a problem. We'll need these to make the infrastructure we need. So thank you for popping in today. It was very lovely. Chat was popping off. I had a fantastic time talking with you guys, and I know I didn't get to catch everyone, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad you guys were here, and I'm so thankful. And yeah, thank you for popping in today. Let's go raid somebody, and then I'll say the normal stuff. Where is this? Edit stream info. Nope. Raid channel. Who's alive in streaming today? I don't see anyone off the rip. Anyone tag GTNH? Grizz is playing, and Physia is playing. Let's get Grizz. That's a good solid raid. All right, I'm gonna start the raid. So, you know the deal. Be kind to yourself and others, and do the best that you can, and it will be enough. And check out my new soundtrack. I can link this for you guys. Oh shit, we might do a double raid. Here, /soundtrack. Go check that out. That's the GTNH official soundtrack that will be coming in 2.8 that I fully composed. I want you to check out Absolute Zero if you have any time. That is the menu theme that is coming, and I'm very, very proud of it. So thank you. Anyway, that's it. Peace, everybody.